Hi, how you doing? Okay. Sip orange squash. Yummy. Right, what I'm going to do is get started over here on the shoulder mount. So for this, I'm going to need tools and the torso. So I'll just hide everything else. Okay, now these shoulders are probably going to get in the way, but I can just rotate them up and out of the way. I'm just going to work on this one anyway. There we go. Now I've got plenty of space. Now, a couple of duff polygons in here that I want to fix. So I'll go there, cap it. Bet there's one on the other side too. Let's have a look. Huh, uncanny, there isn't. Okay, what else have we got here that might need fixing while I'm having a quick look around? Surely that can't be it. Oh well. Now let's do a Control A and see where the red lines are. Well, there's one, and there's one for some reason. Ah, see, look. Let's just cap that off. 3dsmax is being a little bit unresponsive at the moment, but it is a very heavy mesh, so... Okay, cap there. Okay, now inside here... Ah, look. Seems to have been an edge accidentally destroyed there as well. Just bridge that. Okay, now... what I need to do is go from here, which I'll cap, and extrude all the way to the other side. Bring it across, well, to around about the optimal height, which is... Oh, so unresponsive today. Sometimes this happens. It can be that basically my memory's a little bit overloaded or whatever. So what I'm going to do is do a quick save as, call this work, and I'm going to close and restart. Right, where was I? Let me see. See if we get an improvement in our performance. See and tell you. Yeah, looks like the FPS has improved considerably. So let's just bring this until it intersects, then grow that, and then I'm gonna, well, let's see, probably should grow both parts. Grow, detach, and we're going to detach this as shoulder mount. Okay, because that's what it is. I'll put a H in front of that as well. Okay. Right, now what I can do is isolate these two. And by doing this, I'm going to know pretty much kind of the height restrictions and so forth that I can do at the same time. I'm not going to have to worry so much about slow down from the poly count. Right, I'm going to do effect pivot only, center to object, effect pivot only off, and that'll be in the exact middle. Right, now I'm going to get rid of that there, do a backspace, get rid of these as well. There we are. Okay. Straight to the middle, connect, chamfer. Going to move these to about there. Grab this, making sure ignore backfacing isn't on now. Extrude by local normal. Start bringing it in. About that far should do it. Click OK. Right. Now it's a very complicated shape, this one, because some engine shapes and some mechanical shapes are pretty complicated. So I'm going to try and break it down as best I can. So I'm going to grab that and do a connect, then chamfer it wide just to get to the kind of edge of where I'm going to be working from, which is our shoulder. So it's going to be about this wide. Now I'm going to take out the middle part, and then over here I'm going to kind of work in symmetry really. I'm going to pull this part up to round about there. Click OK. Same again on the bottom. Click OK. So we've got these elements now. Now I'm going to want to attach these elements together, which I can do via these polygons. Like so. And then again the same one at the top. Actually, let's bridge the bottom ones first. There we go. Now do the top ones. Okay, click bridge. Now I can delete these off. Oops, wrong one. Okay, so already we've got this quite complicated shape going on there. Right, next. Just having a look at this. Go straight to the middle, do a connect. Straight to the middle here, do a connect. Before I do, move this one down like that. Right, and that. Now, grab these top ones and bottom ones, bring them back a little bit, like so. And line these all up together, so do that. Okay. So we've got this shape now already. Now in the middle of this we're going to have a gigantic cylinder disc, so I'm going to flatten this out, scale it on one axis like that, and then I'm going to build my large cylinder and just bring it out like so. Just need to get it round about the right kind of width. It's about there. Okay. I'm turning on cap segments briefly because what I've got to do is, if I take this down to 10 just to kind of show you, there's going to be 10 bolts in this, yeah? And we're going to want a kind of even space in between each. So if I make this 20 segments for the moment rather than 22, it's going to be kind of a lot easier for me to do this. Now I'm not going to bother with the cap segments as they are at the minute, but I'm going to bring height segments down. There we go. I could up this to 30, but I think 20 will be okay for the moment. Okay, drop into perspective and zoom. Bring that over to about there. I'm just going to work on the front for the moment, yeah? I can attach in the sides soon, but I'm not going to do it yet. Okay, this is in the right position as far as I'm concerned. So, I'm going to get rid of the back piece. That'll leave me just this one. And I'm going to line it up. If you look, that vertex there is going to line up with that point there. Like an arrow. I'll just there. See? Sure, man. Trying to use Max, I'm wondering why it wasn't working. Okay, now with this basic outer part here done, what I'm going to do is pull in an inset Not too far, just a nice basic one like that. Then I'm going to put a secondary insert in like this. Okay, that's cool. Right. I'm going to rotate this. I need to rotate it 7.5 degrees really, I think. Let's have a look. Actually, I can probably just... There, look, 35 degrees will do it. Yeah, 35 degrees did it fine. Okay, I'm just going to move this up a little bit, because I was going to get these to connect on the points, but, you know, I'm fickle. I'm not now. So ignore what I just said and taught you all about. What a terrible teacher you're thinking. Right. Now what I'm going to do is grab this a bit like a cog. Okay, and I'm going to basically bevel this up. Now, if you look, I'm getting that inset there, which really I don't want. So, what I'm going to do instead is extrude it straight up like this. And then I'm going to manually chamfer these edges. And that'll give me the kind of curve that I want on these parts. Before I do, I'm going to bring this entire section here up as well, while I think about it. Okay, make sure these are all selected. I don't need to chamfer them too much, although I probably will anyway, because you know what I'm like. Okay, one last chamfer, just a little one. There we are. Oops, that's segments. Yay. No, I'm not going to do that really. Incidentally, if you're wondering, I'll just try and control and Z. There we go. If I do my chamfer like this, okay, and put my segments in, I can also smooth it this way. Yeah. Just I've been doing it the other way because some variations of Max don't allow you to. So if you want to do it this way instead, you will obviously get a more even result. You're going, I can't believe he's waited until part 18 to show me that all my chamfers are so uneven. Yeah, well, now you know, okay? Right, we're going to be putting some detail parts inside those as well. But first, I'm going to finish off this part. So a bit bevel. Just to there. I'm going to edge lip it just there, like that. Okay, bring it back in a little bit. And then out like that. Like that. Okay, because I don't need the inside piece at all, really. We're never going to see it, so, you know, ha. Okay, now I'm going to do an edge checks on this. But first, I'm going to add my tools. So, Max script, run script, projects. Here we go. It's isolation mode a moment. Just hide this one. There's our things over there. Hide this as well. And I'm going to be using... I think I'll use this one actually. I quite like it. So, pick distribution object 1. But just in case it's the wrong size, I'll use this one as well. There we go. Right, now back to this piece over here. And I'm going to set selection as source. And then... Right, this is one of those moments where I paused for about 45 minutes to an hour because I had to do something quickly. And now I've got to remember where I was, but it's not hard. Right, so this is my source. I'll go into place and see how big these bolts I'm making are. Hey, they're nice. They're just the right size. And put them in the middle. All these. Like this. And here. There we go. And then I'll turn off the placement tool. And just minimize it. And now, using the power of attach. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. Come on, delete, you rascal. And now I can bridge that. And that. Have I got two objects here? It looks like I've actually placed two. Yep, I did. Placed two on top of each other. In fact, I think I have my placement tool set so that I've put all these blooming ratchets in by mistake. So ratchet, 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 ratchet. Yeah, I have. So let's deattach these. Okay, H. And decide which one I'm going to keep. I'm going to keep the inset with bolt, I think, rather than all these ratchets. There we go. Get rid of those. Right. And bridge. Do the same again over here, and I'm just going to start using a few shortcut keys. Not many though. Bridge that. It'll only take me a minute to do this. In fact, I'll do all the deletion first, and then I'll do all the attaching. There we go. Okay, bridge. Nearly done. It does speed up our process doing it this way though. Okay, zoom and have a good look at it. Yep, that's quite nice. Attach our basic material to it. And then I'm going to do a quick edge checks on it. So I'll do a quick save as well. Okay, and edge checks. Now I'm not going to use the advanced, I'm just going to use the standard. 45-degree face normal. I'll just reduce the width on them a little. There we go. A little bit more. There, that should do it. Collapse that out. Now we've got this nice shape here. So what I'm going to do, bring that to there, maybe just a tiny bit more. Okay, next I'm going to commit this to symmetry. That is that. It's been a long day, so bear with me. Okay, and do that on the Z-axis. Now, I thought I'd moved this. Oh no, I have, that's okay. Okay, so let's bring this in a bit. Just about there. Convert to editable poly. And now I can bridge these two together. Like that. Okay, now I want to basically sync these parts in. So what I'm going to do is attach it this way rather than the other way, so I keep my pivot nice and central. First I'm going to move this one. Just to the point where it intersects, which is about there. Okay. Now, have a look at this. Yeah, I think this is actually going to work surprisingly well, so I'm quite pleased. Front viewport and zoom. Now then you see this part here, so what I'm going to do is run a connect through this and just slide it down to around about there. Slide this one down as well. Okay. Now I'm going to bring these across one at a time just so they intersect in. Bring this one to there. And just keep them going basically all the way through to here. It's a long way of doing it, but it's going to get us a nice exact result. And if we boolean it, then we're just going to have to tidy up a lot after ourselves anyway, so I do prefer doing it this way. Been quite lucky with the placement of our verts. I'm not going to have to make any extra cuts, I think. Well, actually no, I probably am. Better have a look at this. See, that one's gone over there. I really don't want it to. Right, so probably the best way to deal with this would be a simple cut about here to about there for the moment, which I'll sort out in a minute. And for here, probably the same. There we go, put that one all the way up to there. Right, I'll go to my target weld. There we are. Right, now I can zoom right in on this again. Okay, let's move this in. There we are, and this one as well. By doing this, you see, we break up this polygon rather successfully, which means it'll bend into the right position. Like so. Let's move them all at once, actually. There we go. Just deselect it as it goes into contact. Oops, wrong way. Gonna have to do the thing again for the bottom, so There we go. And this one. There we go. So those are lined up nicely now and the way that I want them. So now I get to do the same again down here. With any consolation, however, it's going to make this look very, very nice. So it probably isn't. I mean a consolation, not going to make this look very nice, because it is. It's going to look flipping lovely when we're done with it. But then again, I'm a big sad git when it comes to mechanical modelling, as you know. Right. Move this along. And again. And again. Just until we get that intersection just there that you're looking at. There we are. And again. It's interesting, each tutorial I make, well, DVD set anyway, as far as I can ascertain, is kind of, even though it's been a very intensive modelling experience, they tend to kind of show something different each time. And this one's been no exception. I think this one's kind of really been a lot more intensive as well when it comes to the polygon modelling. I wasn't really expecting there to be quite so much of it in this one. So it's been quite a surprise to me. There we go. Now what I'm going to do is do a cut just here, all the way up to here. Just line that up as well. Okay, now I can go back to this one again. Yeah, I wasn't expecting Ed209 to be quite so complex, simply because I think, like anyone else, I was just looking at the kind of overall shape, and I didn't look too closely at the detail, which should have been an indication itself, really, because I've always thought that Ed209 looked fantastically complex and very mechy. And I suppose I'd never, until I did this, had a chance to think, well, why is that? Why does Ed209 look so definitive as a mechanical piece? I mean, you know, it was voted 7th crappiest bad guy mech of all time by, I can't remember who, some website or other. And I have to agree with him. I mean, he was terrible. He was built completely and utterly as a useless kind of boss, but in that role he worked perfectly as well. Defeated by a staircase, so there we go. Right, as you can see, we've kind of put these pieces now where they need to be, and we've still maintained the shape, which is good. So if I delete this, I can then, you see this won't select by cap yet. I can then, let me see. Yeah. Grab here and here, and bridge it. And I think I'll target weld this one out, actually. Wasn't going to, but I think it's so minor that it's not going to be noticed. I'll do the same here. Okay, and bridge there. Because that's bridged, I can now cap this out. Okay, so that's connected in nicely and solidly. Now I'll delete this one out. And again, I can use the same method, just here to here. Now, that one intersects a bit too much, which is no use, so we'll do it from up here instead. Because we don't want that level of intersection across polygons, so even though it looks neat, it isn't. There we are. Okay, let's cap these two. And it's gone right the way through, which is something it shouldn't have done. So let's try and undo these two and try and work out why it's doing that. I'd really rather it didn't. Ah, right, it's because this part here isn't bridged, so I'm just being dim. The easiest way to do that then will be to do a cut from here to about here. Same on the other side. And that'll stop our intersections going on. Okay, bridge. And bridge. And if you realise that was going to happen, then you're a smug git. Okay, bridge there, and bridge there. Hang on, not bridge there at all. You see, you didn't tell me again, did you? You're like, Chris, you're making a mistake. And I didn't realise. Okay, cap there. Okay, now we've got to get this piece in, which shouldn't be too hard if we do the other ones first. So again, I'm just going to target weld this in. Wasn't going to, but, you know, sod it. This one doesn't even have one. Okay, bridge. Bridge. It's a very small gap, but it is a gap nonetheless, as you can see. Okay, let's cap that out. And then we've got this one here. Right, now I want to make mine here again, so do what I did last time. Cap it all the way at the edge. And again. Okay, bridge there. And there. And I'm going to cap these off. There and there. Right, now I can delete this big polygon here. And then if you look, it just caps it straight off. 1, 2. Then I can cap these two tops here, here, and this one here as well. Okay. You see how, as a really complicated shape, and it is, it's came together. It just needs patience, really, and a lot of time in order to be able to do this. Okay, now I've got some time for a bit of beveling, so pull up a bevel. So the small one. Pull it in. Like this. Remember, if you're not used to doing things this way, you know, just take your time. You don't have to do it the hard way, like I'm doing. Do it any way you think's going to work. There we go. The only reason I put my bevels in first is so that I don't have to do it later on with edge checks. Even though I'm going to have to really for this double edge here. Or am I? Let's see if it loops. Ooh, it's so nearly looped. Just stopped here. Twist it around the other side as well. I'm going to cut it in half in a minute and then resymmetry it together again. So a small chamfer. Click OK. There we are. That works nicely. Now we've got some big gaps on the inside here. And what looks like... oh no, they're fine. I thought they were broken polys and they're not. So I'm going to select here and here and bridge it. Okay, now in the front front viewport, I'm going to create myself a sphere, which I'm going to pull out like so. Okay, now move it here. Change it initially to 20. Okay, let's get this kind of lined up a bit. Now go to the top viewport. Stick it right in the middle here. It's funny, it's literally fitting pretty well. Okay, now I'm going to increase the radius a little. Okay, that's fine. And I'm going to break off this back piece here because we don't need it so much as we do at the front. And this will become the upper arm. Then add a H to that so that I know it's the high polygon version. There we are. And front viewport and zoom. Now do a quick connect down the middle of these without using any slide. And then I can delete these parts off. Okay, and do some symmetry. Flip it. Drop in a perspective and zoom. Okay, that's fine. Convert to editable polygon. Now I'm going to get rid of these lines here and here with a backspace. Front viewport and zoom. Another one there, look, and it hasn't gone away yet. Right, now I'm going to get rid of these and these. Now then over here, I'm wondering if we've got a weld issue going on, because this edge is refusing to bugger off. Let's find out. Easiest way to do it, of course, is just to cap it away. Then get rid of these inverts. Cap. Now then. Seem to have lost a chamfer along the way, so I'm going to cut myself a new one. There we are. I see it. It's cut the wrong way. It's okay. Cut this one to here. And then cut this one to here. And then we can take out this middle one here. See? Jumper's back. Good as new. Okay, now with this middle one here, I'm going to keep it at the moment at 20 segments, because that's all we need, like I said. At the back here, making sure it's converted to an edible poly. Just going to loop here, control select by, do that, grab it, then cap that. Because we don't need that much space at the back. Okay, now I'm going to unhide all, which should just unhide this layer. Okay, there we are. Right, now, over here, where this is going to go in, I'm just going to extend this part. Just like so. Then do a very small bevel. Just bring it back in until it isn't quite passing through the wall there. Click OK. Right, so this shoulder is now the right height and in the right area, believe it or not. Cool. It's actually orbiting around the shoulder, which is quite fun. So that's the actual position it'll be in when it's being used. I love doing these sort of things. Right, so what I need to do now is mirror it onto the other side and also bring this down to about there. Make sure they're even. Now, I did some changes to this side that didn't go through onto the other side, didn't I? So, I should mirror this as well. This was in the last tutorial, so I may as well do it now. Ooh, but I can't because of these back pieces. Let's see what I did. Oh, it was this bit here, look. Let's just grow it. I knew there was something. Okay, and I'm going to shift it across. If I don't, I'll just regret it later. Click OK. Right, yeah, that'll do. Get rid of these bits without moving any. And bridge. Just make sure there's no bridge defects going on. There's one. There's no reason for us to take a defective bridging, so just delete it if you find you've got one. It's normally caused by basically not having the right number of polygons on the top compared to the bottom. Or in the bordering area anyway, you know what I mean. Okay, let's just recap these bits. I probably discussed this in the last time that I did this, but I can't remember, to be honest, so there we are. Okay, that worked nicely. Now, I'm going to take these items here and attach them temporarily. Actually, no, I'm not going to attach them. I don't see the point. I'm just going to mirror them. Let me see. Mirror. Whilst copying on something like the y-axis. There we go. Now I'll drag it across into the right position, which should be about there. Yep, it is. Okay, now I'm going to reset these two bits, which will turn them inside out. And then I'm going to turn the right way around. And then this piece is only going to be 45 minutes. Amazingly short as a tutorial, my god. Compared to the epic we did last time. Right, and let's unhide all the parts. Just so I can look really happy about what I've been doing. Cool. Okay, so with this done, we're going to get on with the arm in the next part. So till then, thanks for watching. Bye bye for now.